Hello, everyone. This is Sean Parker with Fill in the Blank, bringing you a Christmas message on the story of America. A story that some of you will know, some of you, most of you, won't in fact know. So stay with us for a couple minutes, and we want to tell you our Christmas story as we head into the holiday and wish everyone a Merry Christmas. We want to paint the picture of the week of December 1776. The winter is extremely cold. Our country has just passed the Declaration of Independence in July, and folks are eager for the war to be over. In fact, the war is almost over. General Washington's troops enlistments, 80% of the men under his command, are coming up on January 1st. They're unpaid. They have tattered clothes. Many of the men did not have shoes. They were barefoot in the snow and freezing temperatures. Colonel Rall, Johann Rall, and his troops are celebrating because they know the end is near. The soldiers are thinking of returning home with their families. They look forward to nothing more than to not spending any more time far away from their loved ones, especially as Christmas approaches. General Washington goes into the forest and he prays to God. He knows that he needs to have divine intervention for what he is doing to be successful. It's beyond that of a man. It is beyond that of a single person or a group of people. He needs divine intervention. He needs help. He needs a plan. The Congress is left. The Congress has gone home. Peace is being sued for. Everyone is expecting the revolution to be over in just a matter of weeks. Washington, while he's praying, comes up with the idea of taking his forces and crossing from Pennsylvania into New Jersey. So he asks his men, would you guys walk 10 miles in the freezing cold? Would you cross an icy river and go try to give one last attempt, one last effort to help the country survive? His men, for whatever reason, because they really had no motivation, they hadn't been paid in weeks, followed his command because they believed in their leader. They also believed in the cause. They also believed that God had a reason for them to move forward. So into the boats they went. They crossed the river at night. And as they approached Trenton, New Jersey, and the fort, and the Hessian soldiers, the best trained forces in the world, were celebrating. And they were drunk, and they had partied all night, and they were looking forward to the end of the war. Washington's troops pushed a cannon up to the front of the fort and fired the cannon, blasting through the front of the fort, splintering the wood, and then went the American soldiers. And that night, Colonel Rall ran out in his undergarments, his sleeping clothes. He would not survive the night, but liberty would. America would. We captured the fort, and we captured Trenton, New Jersey, to the shock of the British, to the shock of England, to the shock of America, to the shock of our Continental Congress. And in that one event, the war would prevail and it would go on. And Washington, through his belief and his prayer, would take America forward, and our country would become what it is destined to be. Upon winning the Battle of Trenton, France looked at America and the rebellion occurring there with a new light. Our ambassadors in France were able to tell the story that America could fight against the greatest armies of Europe, and that freedom and liberty had a chance to survive. The war would last another 3 years, but the Congress knew that General Washington and the belief in freedom would endure. So with that message, we ask that you contemplate that as Americans, we are the greatest country in the world. We do come together, we do great things, and we will endure. With that, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish that your families have a prosperous New Year, and we hope that America has a wonderful year ahead of us. God bless everyone.